What's up, guys? I'm Travis, and you're watching Upgraded RC. Well, welcome back, everyone. In this video, we're going to be replacing our stock Spectrum Firma 40 ESC receiver combo with a Holmes Hobby Torquemaster BRXL. This is a monster, guys. Now, because our stock Firma ESC receiver combo is a combo, we will also have to replace the receiver as well. I went with the Spectrum SR515. This is a great 5-channel DSMR receiver. I've used them in the past. I really like them. So let's get started, guys. Here are the packages, and like I said, there is no part number on this. It is just the Torquemaster BRXL ESC by Holmes Hobbies. And then here is our Spectrum SR515 receiver. That's pretty much what they look like. Let's see what you get. Here is the ESC. Wow, that is beautiful, guys. That's a nice ESC. Looks pretty good. I see a lot of familiar Castle Creations parts here. Actually, I think this is all Castle Creations hardware with Holmes Hobbies software. I'm sure that's exactly what it is. What else did we get in our package here? We got some instructions and some stickers. These are our 2 leads here for the motor wire, which we've already got gold leads soldered on there, so I won't have to be using these. And they give you heat shrink as well, and then some stickers. So that's what you get for your BRXL from Holmes Hobbies. Let's see what we get here in our Spectrum SR515 receiver. We've got a little receiver here, pretty good quality plastic, nice long antenna. We can send that out of our box to wherever we need to go with it. Inside here, we've got a set of instructions, probably telling us how to bind and how to maintain and care for our receiver. That's about it. No sticker, guys? They didn't send us a sticker. Okay, so this ESC here is 100% Castle Creations hardware and all the package. Now, the software inside is all Holmes Hobby, programmed by John Holmes himself, just for crawling. So this is going to give us a lot of power. It's going to give us a lot of low-end torque. It's going to give us very, very slow takeoff speed. So you can just crawl so slow you can't even tell you're moving. Now the reason why I call this a monster, guys, this will take between 2S and 6S LiPo, okay, giving us a max input voltage range of 25.2 volts. That's huge for a crawler. That's way more than you need for probably, God, your lights and your winch and second gear and the drag brake and just everything. That's a lot. Now, this is also a waterproof ESC, which is great, and it puts out 80 amps of continuous power, so you can run anything you want to, like I said. And it's also got a built-in 5 amp, 6 volt switch mode BEC on here. So, you know, guys, that's kind of the reason why I was looking at getting ESCs in the first place. I wanted to go with a larger servo that has more ounces of pull. So to do that, my next option was, well, I can stick with the Firma 40 and put a BEC in here. That way, my servo has enough power to run without glitching or pulling power away from the ESC for the motor or anything else. After looking around at all the different packages and what I could possibly do, boy, for the price of this ESC with the BEC built in, I thought it was a great deal. I couldn't really go wrong. And besides that, guys, this is fully programmable, and it comes with a 1-year warranty. I can't even believe that. Now, I'm just going to go down this list here and tell you what's programmable on this. If you buy the Castle Creations link, you can plug it into this, and you can plug it into your computer, and then you can change all these things I'm about to tell you here. You can change your voltage cutoff. You can change your drag brake. You can do quiet mode. There's throttle and brake curves that you can add to this, so it's kind of like an exponential. You've got throttle up and dampening down. You have punch control, brake strength, reverse amount, arm time, high power forward only mode, reverse with lockout mode, and instant reverse mode. That's a lot of stuff you can change. There's also something on here called the Holmes hold that you can put on, which is John's version of his drag brake. It works really well. So if you want to, you can change all this stuff up right here with the Castle Creations link. Now, you can, if you don't want to get the Castle Creations link or don't have a computer, you can also change this stuff through something here they're calling stick mode. And the instructions tell you exactly how to do that. But it does come, I've watched videos on this, and it does come with everything set up the way that John Holmes wants it for the way that he crawls. I'm pretty close to that guy. I've watched a lot of his videos, and I think we probably crawl about the same. I like a little bit of wheel speed, but I also want to be able to go really slow over some of them larger obstacles. So this is going to do it for us. This is going to be the ESC that is going to replace everything. I don't need any ESC after this. I probably will not need another BEC unless I'm going with some like 1,000-ounce servo or something extreme. But I don't even know if you'll need it then, to be honest with you. So there is our ESC. I just told you everything I know about it. Let's go ahead and go into the SR515 now. Now guys, I've used these before in the past. They're a great receiver. I've never had any problems with them. They are not waterproof. That is its only downfall. But for the price range that it's in, it's pretty cheap to make it waterproof. And if you're going to be doing that, you can go back to my last video, which I did. It was tip number 2, and it was on waterproofing electronics by adding conformal coating. So that's what we have already done to this. I did this a week ago. I went ahead and added conformal coating to it to make all of this waterproof. So now it's dried and we're ready to go on and get started on this video here and put it all together. But besides that, guys, I just wanted to tell you the only changes I've really noticed on this, and it's a good one, they took that damn bind plug out and put a bind button in here. So that's going to be a lot easier for you, and you don't have to worry about losing the button or losing the bind plug or carrying it around with you or anything. So that's pretty cool. I'm very happy about this combination here that we're going to be replacing our Firma 40 with. So the first thing we're going to want to do here is rip out our Firma 40 ESC receiver combo. And then we're going to go ahead and mount this up in there, and we're going to bind this receiver to our DX5C transmitter using 4 AA batteries and connecting into our battery port here, which is normally set up for nitro cars. That's how they use these here to control their steering. Other than that, they don't have an ESC. They've got a nitro powered motor. So anyway, that's going to work out good for us to go ahead and plug this in right here where it says battery, and I will bind my transmitter to this receiver first. Then we'll go ahead and install this and bind to that as well and recalibrate everything. Okay, so here's our Firma 40 amp receiver ESC combo. We're going to go ahead and rip that out of there. So you've got your battery leads here. Here is your negative motor lead. Here is your positive motor lead. Here is your servo lead. We're going to disconnect that as well. Now that should be everything. You've got these 2 other leads right here, which are for your lights that it came stock with. Now guys, we're going to be able to use these again. On the other receiver, we have an open channel that I bought a Y for these lights here. So we'll be able to plug in our Y adapter into the open channel. It will branch off into 2, so we can still connect the front and the rear stock lights, no problem at all. So after we got all that off, there is nothing else here. It's not bolted down in any way. We're just going to go ahead and very gently stick a screwdriver underneath here and pry up on it. It's held down by 2-way tape. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. It should just come right off here. You still want to be gentle with it though. We might want to use this in another rig down the road, you know. Boy, that's a pretty good 2-way tape, I'll tell you. They got some good stuff on there. Okay, that's it. So we got our receiver off. You can see the two-way tape here that left a mess, so I will go ahead and clean all that up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to mount the receiver box that this came with, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the ESC over here. All right, guys, so we went ahead and got all of our two-way sticky tape off there. And if you have any problems getting that off, just go ahead and scrape it the best you can with a screwdriver and then use some rubbing alcohol and a rag, and it'll pretty much come right off and be beautiful and clean and brand new again. All right, so this is the included waterproof receiver box that Axial sent with my SX10 III. I haven't used it yet, but today's the first time, so we went ahead and bolted this down. And then I put my receiver in here with some two-way sticky tape, so it's all stuck down to the inside of that. And then we have our battery set up here, our 4 AA batteries. They're going to plug into the bottom of the receiver here where it says power. And then I plugged in my steering servo as well, so after we bind, we can find out and make sure that it works. So what you're going to do, and this is all based on each transmitter, whatever you guys have got, I would follow the instructions to bind the way that it says in the instruction manual. But for the Spectrum, what we're going to do is just go ahead and hold this down for a second. It lights up orange. Now I'm going to turn on my receiver. After I turn on my receiver, I'm going to make sure I have the correct model. And then I'm going to scroll down to my bind. And when I get to bind, I'm going to go ahead and press it. And we're going to go ahead and bind. Now I am binding. It's in the binding process right now. Oh, did you see that? Well, you guys couldn't see that. My wheels just took off. You notice my orange light is solid now. That tells me that the binding process is complete. Let's see here. Oh, my steering works just fine. Okay, so that's how you bind. That's the really easy way to bind this SR515. Let's go ahead and solder the battery leads onto our ESC, and then we'll put it all together and make it all one happy family, make everything work good. All right, so we got our soldering block here. It's an aluminum block. We're going to go ahead and drop our gold-plated battery leads in there. And now we're just going to heat them up enough to go ahead and pre-tint this and get some solder down in here. All right, there it goes. We'll go ahead and feed some solder down in there a little bit. There we go. We're going to go ahead and pre-tint the wires on our ESC as well, so that everything's got the same kind of solder on it. It's all pre-tinted. It's going to flow very well together and be more malleable that way. All right, so we've pre-tinted our gold-plated battery connectors, and we have pre-tinted our leads here to our ESC. Now go ahead and make sure that you put your heat shrink on here now and slide it all the way down to the bottom. That way, after we're done soldering, we can just slide it right back up over the connection and be done with it. Heat your battery connectors up again until you can see it shiny in there and it looks liquidy and it looks like it's starting to melt. Then go ahead and just shove your connector right on in and wiggle it around a little bit. That way you're getting solder everywhere. Go ahead and take the heat off and hold it there for a second. And go ahead and pull it out. Okay, that looks like a pretty good solder joint. Let's go ahead and do the other one here. There you go. Looks like 2 good solder joints. All right, so after we let it cool down a little bit, now we can go ahead and slide our heat shrink up here right to the bottom right there. And we're going to go ahead and heat this up. All right, so now we've got our battery leads soldered onto our ESC here. We can go ahead and put our blue EC3 connector on here. Now this is very important, guys. Make sure that you put this connector on the right way. If you happen to hook it up so that your battery connects the negative to the positive and positive to the negative, you are going to destroy your ESC immediately. We got our ESC in here all mounted up. Now go ahead and move your ESC around a little bit before you mount it down, and make sure you have enough room for your motor leads and enough room for your wire going to your receiver from the ESC, and also enough room for your battery leads to be able to plug in. So after you figure that out, then go ahead and put it someplace where it's going to kind of offset the weight or the balance. Over here we've got a receiver, so I figured we might as well go ahead and put our ESC on this side. That way it leaves me room in case I want to go ahead and mount my dig servo back up, or if I want to put another servo in here for my second gear, I've got room on this side. I'm not using this battery tray over here anyway, so might as well go ahead and set the ESC right there. I just put that down with some two-way tape and it works really good. If you'll notice, I put a little bit of wire loom over the wires here just to kind of give it all that clean look and make it a little bit more water and dust resistant. Here's the top of my receiver box. I went ahead and drilled a hole in here and put a rubber grommet so that it would accept my antenna, and that is pretty tight. I think that's going to be really waterproof. That'll give us a little bit better range so my antenna is not wadded up inside the box here. That's about it, guys. I think we're going to install this back on here, and we're going to jump back over to the instruction book, and we're going to calibrate it exactly the way that they say to calibrate it. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and go back to the instructions, and we're going to recalibrate this ESC to our new transmitter. Now I'm going to go right down the line here in the instructions so we can get this done right. The first thing they tell you to do is remove the pinion from the motor to prevent an accident. Okay, I'm not going to do that because I've got it strapped down here to my mount, and if this thing's full blast and takes off, it ain't going nowhere, so I'm not worried about it. But be very careful if you're trying to do this on a bench with it just sitting there. You might want to pull that pinion out. They do recommend that you have your motor hooked up because it's going to make a series of beeps and noises through the motor, so it'll be easier for you to understand which process your calibration is in. So I would recommend having the motor on there. Just take your pinion off or strap it down somewhere so it's not going to jump off the table or your tires aren't going to hurt you in any way. Okay, so next they want you to hold full throttle on the transmitter, then plug in the battery. It says the ESC will begin to flash rapidly, and this indicates storage of full throttle position. Now, after that, you're going to hold full reverse on the transmitter until the beeping changes. After you're done with that, it says the ESC will beep rapidly with no lights to indicate the storage of full reverse throttle position. Now you need to position the throttle into the neutral position or center and adjust the throttle trim until the lights go out on the ESC. So I'm assuming that once you do your full throttle and then you do your reverse and then you let it sit in neutral, the tires are probably, because it's in the neutral position, the tires are probably going to start to rotate forward a little bit. So just go ahead and adjust your trim on your transmitter on the throttle so that it goes down until the lights go out on the ESC and it basically comes to neutral. Your tires stop moving. And then after about 2 seconds, the ESC will store the neutral position. Once calibration is complete, the ESC will arm. Now there's something important to know here too, guys. This BRXL ESC does not have an on-off switch at all. You strictly plug it in when you want it on, and when you want it off, remember to unplug your battery. That's the only way this ESC is going to turn off, okay? All right. All right, so here we go. I've got my transmitter on. I'm going to go full throttle on it. Now we're going to go ahead and plug in our battery. I got the battery plugged in. It's in full throttle. Okay, I heard the beeps. Now I'm going back the other way. I heard the beeps. Now we're going to center. And that's it. Oh, our lights just, no, that's it. Our lights flashing green. I did not need to adjust my throttle trim, guys. That worked great the first time without adjusting any throttle trim at all. I would say that everything works. My throttle is going the correct direction. My steering is turning the correct direction. Watch this, guys. Watch how slow this goes. That's amazing. That is going to be great for crawling. That is such a smooth, slow startup. I bet I can crawl over anything without getting the tires to even spin. All right, well, let's go ahead and wrap it up. I'm gonna put my cover box back on and we're gonna go take it for a test drive. All right, we're out here on my backyard crawler course. Let's see how well this crawls with this new ESC. Wow, it is really slow right there, guys. This is awesome. I'm really loving this wheel speed. This is great. All right, let's see if we can get up here on this incline now. Oh yeah, it's going. Let me see how slow I can go here. It's pretty impressive, guys. Now let's see how well the drag brake works coming down. Okay, right there is pretty vertical. I'm letting off. That's all drag brake, guys. That's no gas for me. That's nothing. That is just coming down. That is great. That's all kinds of control coming down steep descents. I think that's pretty good. I'm very impressed by that. That's really slow, and I guess we can adjust it and put the Holmes hold on there if we wanted to, which would make it even slower. That's pretty good, guys. Let's go ahead and back up it. Let's see if it'll back up it. Oh, wow. No problem at all, except I'm about to fall off. Still got the wheel speed if I need it. All right, now we'll go ahead and see how well it crawls up some of these slick river rocks here. Like nothing. A lot easier than yesterday, guys. That's pretty amazing. I had to get a little bit of wheel speed to get up there yesterday. Now we're just kind of doing it like nothing. Okay guys, so I went out there and I crawled around a little bit, and I'm sorry, I did not think this video would take as long as it has, so it's already getting dark outside here. I was not able to pack up all my equipment and go to my normal testing grounds where you guys usually see me testing. Instead, I just went to the backyard out here. I've got a little bit of a backyard crawler course going on, so to speak. It's not done yet. Very little there actually, but I've got some good inclines. I've got some good rocks. There's some good obstacles. It was a great place for me to test this out and be able to tell you guys what I thought about it before the end of this video. Now you guys remember how slow the wheel speed was on this when it was sitting on the bench, right? It crawls just as slow. I feel unstoppable with this ESC. I mean, maybe it's the combination of the ESC and the Holmes Hobby Crawlmaster motor. The pair of them are 2 thumbs up, guys. It was amazing. This crawls so good. It just wants to crawl and crawl and crawl. And then I came down some pretty steep inclines. The drag brake, the way this comes out of the bag, I didn't use the Holmes hold. I didn't set nothing up. This is just stock right out of the bag. This is probably the best drag brake I have ever seen on anything. It's amazing. It comes down so slow with all the control in the world. I would say this is a great upgrade, guys. Once again, I give it 2 thumbs up. I am super happy with this pair, the motor and the ESC together. And let's face it, the ESC is kind of like the brain for your car. So you change that, it's like a brand new vehicle, and it really is. So I am very happy with this. It has exceeded all of my expectations that I was thinking it was going to do. It's even better than that. And with all the programs you can do on this, guys, all the programming, I'm sorry, you can program it any way you want to, however you drive, whatever your style is. This is a super good ESC. If you're going out there to go get a servo that's got some high ounce pull, don't go get a Beck. You don't need a BEC. Go get a Holmes Hobby BRXL Torquemaster ESC with the Beck already in it. You will be impressed. It's going to change so many things on your vehicle. You're going to love it. It's a completely new way to drive. It's a lot easier. Well, guys, I'm running out of time here. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. If you guys have any questions or anything, as always, don't hesitate to ask me. You can comment in the section down below, and I promise I'll get back with you. It may not be right away, but I promise I will. And hey, for you guys who don't know yet, Upgraded RC has a new Facebook group page. It is called Upgraded RC Bashers, Crashers, and Crawlers. That's based just on me and what I do and all of my friends and subscribers. And you know, you may go there, maybe you have a question. If you go there, I might answer your question for you. Maybe somebody else will. Maybe a whole bunch of people will answer your question for you. And I post events on there, anything local that's going on. If you guys want to know what's going on for the weekend, look on my page. There'll be local events on there. We've got pictures, we've got videos of guys having a great time. You can see what everybody else is doing, grab some of their ideas and use it as your own, you know. Anyway, go there, join that group, Upgraded RC, Bashers, Crashers, and Crawlers. You will enjoy it. Guys, until next time, until my next video comes out, which is just right around the corner, you guys have fun. Go play, go bash, go crawl, go crash, go do whatever you do that makes you happy. And then send me pictures of it. I want to see them. Until next time, I am Travis. You're watching Upgraded RC. Peace out!